Okay. Hi, I would like to say that M.O.P will be underway, but we'll have to get started soon, about 3 or 4 weeks from now. And what M.O.P is man of prayer, and what man of prayer really does is pray for one soul, which is the male, of course. And M.O.P is really going to be strong, and it's going to be nationwide versus be statewide and nationwide. And so what M.O.P does is when a group of men comes together and pray for one soul, which happens to be a man, well, then they pray for that soul. Because, that particular person, which should happen to be a guy, will bring the dirt, which represents sins. And the church doesn't want sins, so it will take place in church when you see a group of guys come together and pray for one soul. So that's what M.O.P is, and, and M.O.P will start getting, hopefully, underway soon, because what M.O.P does is clean up the dirt, which lets out one sinner who said he walks into the door of church and asks God. But what if God asks you a question and you say, must you bring that dirt with you which represents sin? And well, the answer would be, of course, obviously, no, you can't bring that dirt with you because it's filthy and it represents sins. Because you're a sinner and you bring that dirt dragging with you like you came from a muddy place and your shoes is all muddy and you walk into a church. Of course, there's janitors, church janitorial staff who does the cleaning, but what if you do the cleaning? Not clean the ground, but clean, which means clean from your body from sin. I know there's baptism, but what if the Salvation Army doesn't have that kind of way? But what M.O.P does for the Salvation Army is a huge plus, and a bonus plus that you have to do. So, if you leave a comment, you have to stop and think for a moment, what does sin does show you? And then it's holding you back from God, and you fall short of the grace of God. And, and therefore you have to stop and think, does sin ever does something part of my life? Well, the answer is no. But what if you not fall short of the mark and you reach higher for heaven, like it says in Philippians 4:13 or somewhere around Philippians 3, that you reach high towards the sky, which is Christ, and that you would not fall short of the mark. So you have to do is clean up the dirt. So how you do that? You ask a group of guys who come and join you in prayer, and you said, help me wipe that dirt off the ground of the church. Well, I'm not making any wrong thing about it, but what M.O.P does is such a wonderful thing. I mean, if it should start anyway, so believe me, if it doesn't start soon, it will start later, sometime soon. So you gotta know this for a fact, that what M.O.P is M.O.P. And what M.O.P is, of course, man of prayer. So if you're interested and you feel apply the right in on my YouTube account, on my YouTube page, and saying, what's the big idea with M.O.P? Or how can I be involved with M.O.P? Well, talk with your church leader and if any of church you're going, and think about this, what you can do for M.O.P. and how can it do for you. Remember, M.O.P can clean off the dirt as you walk in the ground of the church and you leave a filthy grime on the floor, and it represents sins. Because sins is all over the place, and you're a sinner, and you said you want to be cleansed away from your sins, from your wrong actions, pornography and all that stuff. But I'm not bragging this to any of church or the church that I'm intending for. So therefore, what M.O.P can do is clean off the dirt. And also can make you have a clean start on your shower with God. So if you have any comment or saying something to that, you're off your wall, you're off your rocket for saying this. What's the big idea of saying this? Well, what M.O.P can do is not a big idea, but it's a bigger thing, and it's going to have to start soon. So, feel free to put a comment. So that's all I say now. So peace to you, peace to me, and mop it up with God. Okay, bye now.